Hello, it's Mary. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you popped in for this. I am hoping to alleviate some stress for folks out there with this solution. So I have this super ultra thick embossing folder. This is from Sizzix, and you might have these in your stash. And you might have a Platinum 6 Spellbinders machine, and you might not be able to make it work. So I'm hoping this helps. Just for reference, the clear one is the standard embossing folder, and the dark one there is the 3D embossing, but really super thick. Now on my platform it says embossing with 3D folders. So it says the base plate, then you put your embossing folder with the paper on it, and then the adapter plate. So I'm going to show you how this is going through my machine. Now for regular embossing, 3D embossing that aren't this thick, so they are 3D but they're not this thick, this sandwich works. I want to be clear about that, okay? But with this sandwich right here and this thickness of the Sizzix one, I'm going to show you that I get to a point where I had to make a decision. It was break your machine or try another way. I opted to try another way because it just was not going to go through there. And someone else reached out to me with the same issue. So I went to my science lab and we're going to find out how to make this work. First, I went to YouTube University to see if someone could help me. And the actual Spellbinders channel told me to do this. So I put the base platform, my embossing folder, and then the silicone mat on top of it. And in the video that they demoed this, it worked. But for me, it did not. And so there you go, did not emboss. Yeah. So I started experimenting. I used shims, I used the magic mat, I tried all kinds of things. What ended up working was 4 sheets of this watercolor cardstock. So I just put, and I had to try 1, then 2, then 3, now 4. It's proven to be the perfect one. 5, do not do. 5 sucked up my silicone mat into the machine and I had to yank it out. That's why it's all wrinkled. So 4 sheets of that. I'll put the exact GSM down in the description box, the ones that I used. But just experiment with your machine if you can. Again, disclaimer, I don't know how this is going to affect warranties. That's use at your own risk. I can't be held responsible for that, but I really wanted to get this embossing folder to work, and this is what worked for me. Again, please remember that disclaimer. So now I've ran that through with my shim being 4 pieces of watercolor cardstock, and it worked perfectly. So I wanted to share that with you in case you were having the same issue. Now this is kind of a timely video because I was prepping for my upcoming live embossing folder class when I had to discover this solution. So on that note, I'd like to invite you to join me for this class upcoming. I'm so excited. Here are some of the quick details, but if you want to watch the full promo, keep watching. I'm going to show that here now. All right, I will see you down in the comments below and in the next video. Bye-bye. Hello everyone! Just popping in really quickly to talk about the next upcoming live class that I'm having. So we are going to be doing all things embossing folders. We're going to have so much fun with them. I know for me personally, I had embossing folders way back when, 20 years ago maybe, when I first started crafting. And they have changed quite a bit. So primarily we're going to be looking at 3D embossing folders, but I absolutely am including standard embossing folders as well. And then we're going to do a little bit of outside the box techniques for the class. So a couple details about the class are it is going to be on February 17th starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Next up is the location. So yes, it will be a virtual and it will be live, and there will be a replay. There's always going to be a replay for my classes because not everyone could tune in all live at the same time. Another fun part of the class is we're going to have giveaways. This is always great fun for me. We're going to be doing about $300 worth of giveaway prizes. And we usually have about 8 to 12 prizes per session. The class end is supposed to be around 2 p.m. Eastern, so about a 2-hour course, but I give some flexibility there. I would probably block your calendar for the full 3 hours just in case. Okay, and as far as the price goes for the class, it's gonna be the same as it was for the stencil class, pay what you can. Something that I realized, and I was kind of hoping from doing it in the first place, was that we got a lot more participation of people joining because they weren't restricted by a certain price. The whole intent behind these live classes is to bring community together, to share, to craft together, to have a place of fun and peace and joy. And I didn't want that to be too limiting. And so you can pay as low as $1 to attend the class. and have fun with us. One thing I want to make sure you know is once you hit that register button, you will get an email from me, and it will say you're in Embossing folder class. If you do not see that email, please check your spam or your junk folder emails because I might be hanging out there. If you still don't see it, it's likely a typo when you've plugged in your email. So just email me directly at this email and we'll get it sorted out. All right, let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.